and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chana and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 3. And today, y'all get to meet my husband. All right, folks, I asked you guys on Instagram and here on a Facebook community post for questions that you were wanting to ask this guy, Mr. Firefly. So he's here and he's agreed to answer. However, we have gotten like over 100 questions, so there's no possible way that we can get to everything, but we will try to get to as much as we can. You ready to do this?
Try.
Okay, so I think the biggest question that came up, which we should probably talk about first then, this was asked by the most people, is how did you feel about marrying a convert, someone who converted to Judaism, and how did your family feel?
Okay, I have to say that I was very ignorant about everything that has to do with convert people. I didn't think that it's a good level of Jewish person.
Like you didn't think it was a real Jew? Or you didn't think it was
no, I thought that it's more
like a...
It's like it's your neighbor coming to your house. It doesn't own the house. It's like it just...
So sort of like a convert, you thought that a convert was somebody that would like say they're Jewish, but like they're not really Jewish.
But again, because I didn't know...
Yeah.
I didn't know the process and everything. And coming from Israel, we don't have it very common over there. So
it's not common to have converts in Israel.
Not my time.
I know it's harder to convert in Israel, so it's probably not.
It is very hard.
It's probably not as common there either.
However, when I entered an Orthodox shul, I saw a lot of people that look very frum, better than a Jew, I have to admit, and they were converts. So
yeah, we're pretty awesome.
So it kind of...
So that changed your opinion being around people who were converts?
Completely.
So you basically just didn't have any experience with converts, so you had a misunderstanding about them?
Yes.
But then as you got to know people who had converted, you realized that converts were pretty cool.
But that's not all.
Okay.
So when I asked my parents, I told you when I asked my mom actually when...
Well, I remember what your dad said too.
Yeah, so my mom said, no, what is new? Meaning, you have any girl? And I said, yes, I met someone, but she's convert.
Nice butt there.
Exactly, and quiet, silent, and like she said, yes, and she's convert, she said, yes, and what do you want to tell me? So I said, you don't have problem with that? She's like, what are you talking about? These are the best people. Haha. So talking like a little bit more about it opened my mind. And
so your parents were much more open to the idea than you were at the beginning, obviously.
Yeah, because to me, I didn't want to think of bringing somebody that is a partially Jewish or
Yeah.
So that cleared a lot.
Okay.
And my dad was the one. And my dad actually was the one who pushed me to call and move on.
Because at the time I was living in California and he was living in Texas. So, yeah.
Yeah. So thanks to him, I made that very important step, and the most important actually.
Yay. I said yes, by the way. Spoiler.
Did you?
I know. So I guess that kind of leads into the next question that we got asked the most, which is like dating from your perspective. So that's kind of, I guess, part of it there with like talking to your parents and stuff about it and,
Yeah, that was my problem.
Yeah. But like, I guess, okay, so like what was your first impression of me? People ask that a lot. What was your first impression of me?
It's hard to tell.
Did you have a first impression of me, or was I just a girl at dinner?
I didn't have any because I just saw you the first time.
That's so funny because I had such a big first impression of you.
Well, because I guess I was doing something.
No, I walked in and there was like this immediate like, whoa.
Okay.
So I don't know, but you did not have that. That's okay.
No, I did not. I mean,
it came later.
You seem to be a very nice girl.
Uh-huh.
So I obviously I was interested, but
Wow. That was cute.
very, very still.
So, thank you. So, what made you decide to start dating me?
What?
Like, what made you... A lot of people are asking, like, how did you know that I was the one you wanted to marry? Like,
Okay. Basically, it's hard to tell. It's hard to express gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm
Okay, so you had a
saying.
gut feeling that
I
was
did
the
have
one.
something there
You expressed
inside. Yeah. No, so I did have something in me that, like, I guess was like a magnet
that. Okay.
to you.
Oh, that's cool.
Without knowing,
I didn't know that.
without me knowing also at the beginning,
Uh-huh.
well, now you know. That's who I want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God for this gut feeling.
Okay. What is your favorite movie? I feel like we should play like the newlywed game where we like write it on a whiteboard.
I don't have any favorite movie. I like movies in general.
Okay.
And it could be action, it could be comedy, it could be drama.
But there's no favorite.
No favorite, it just
Okay.
need to be something that will talk to me.
Okay.
Like,
So no favorite movie.
no,
All
sorry.
right. Do you have any brothers?
I do. So
They're not single though. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure if that's where that question was going.
Yeah, so we are 7 siblings.
Half boys, half girls, right?
3 girls, 4 boys.
Yeah. And you're dead center.
I am the middle one.
The
I'm
middle.
sandwich
We're
one.
both middle children, but I'm only the middle of 3. Oh, what do your brothers enjoy cooking?
Oh yeah. So growing up in a kitchen that my mom used to actually spend most of the day there,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to look at her and ask
Like
questions
watching
like,
her
"What do you?
cook
Yes,
and-
what do you do? What do you this? What do you put here?"
Mm-hmm.
So we growing up, we adopted the love actually to I don't know if adopted is the right.
No, like she instilled her love
But
of cooking in you guys.
Yeah, we kind of took that passion and love for cooking in a very, I would say, serious level.
I think it's pretty
So
serious.
my brothers are, my brothers and sisters, they're very good cook.
They are.
Each one have its own area.
All right. Next question. What are you guys thinking for baby names?
So let me tell you, we don't.
We don't. We have actually not discussed baby names this time at all. And in the past, I've had like a short list that I'll share with him just to be like, are these names crazy or not? Because we go with like Israeli names, and we haven't talked about it one little bit.
I want to wait.
We will. We probably won't talk about it at all until either the very, very end of the pregnancy or after the baby's born.
Yeah.
So this question came up a lot, and I do get asked this all the time. Are we Chabad?
No.
No, we are not
We're
Chabad.
not Chabad.
What are we? I don't really know how to
We're
categorize
just
us.
Nice Jews. Orthodox.
Nice Jews. Orthodox.
Uh,
Well, so we're Sephardi.
Even though I did go to Chabad actually, 5th and 6th grade.
Mm-hmm. Well, so being Sephardi, we do not really have categories like the Ashkenaz do, outside of being
No.
like Moroccan Jews. Like we don't categorize the same way. I don't feel like
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
so. But yeah, we are not Chabad. Okay, how do you prioritize your time between work, synagogue, and family?
That's a very hard question,
It is a hard question.
and it's a very hard decisions that I need to take.
But somehow you manage it pretty well. At least that's how I feel.
I'm trying to.
As your
but,
wife, I feel like you do a good
I
job.
have to go to work in order to support my family,
Mhm.
and I have to go to shul to
Syna-
support
shul
them.
is,
To
synagogue.
to support them spiritually.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you have an obligation
So
to
I-
go pray.
Yes.
So fitting family time and all of that is hard for you? Easy
So
for you?
it's hard, but I'm trying to be there and
Mm-hmm.
to gonna create that sandwich. Well,
Now, I will say that if there's ever a point in my day where I am feeling overwhelmed or I feel like I'm going to lose it, I can call him. He will drop anything and come home and just give me a break. Doesn't happen very often. I try not to take advantage of that, but he absolutely will do that. And like the times that he prays, like in the morning, it's before the kids are awake pretty much. And, you know, they understand he has to go to work all day so that I can stay home with the kids. And then in the evenings, I guess the evenings is really the hardest probably for all
It
of
is
us.
because bedtime. And...
Yeah, it's, depending on what time of year it is, because it's around sunset that he goes. So it's either around bedtime or it's around dinner time or, so that's more challenging. But we're also we know we have Shabbat every week. That's family time. So,
but I have to add something very, very important. The fact that I can manage, and I would say manage good, to maneuver myself in between all of it is you supporting
oh, thank you.
me going to synagogue and knowing that it's an important part in our life. It makes it easy on me.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Sure, thank you.
And he'll also say, sometimes in the evenings, if he sees that I'm really struggling one evening, then he'll be like, should I stay home tonight? And I'll tell him either, I could really use that, or, you know what, go ahead and go, we'll be fine. So, that's part of the balance too. All right. Do you have any family in the USA?
I do.
You do? Outside of us?
Yeah, so I do have a sister who lives up in the north.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So... will you want your children to marry Sephardi, or does that matter?
It doesn't matter. They need to marry good people.
That's how I feel too. I just want them to
Very
be
simple.
happy. How do you feel about the impact your wife's YouTube channel is having on the world?
I'm proud.
Aww,
I'm very proud of you.
thank you.
Knowing that it's, even if it will impact or impacted only one person, that worth it all.
Aw,
So
thanks.
I'm very proud of you.
Oh, I know the answer to this one. What language are you most comfortable speaking?
No, you know?
Hebrew.
Exactly.
Hebrew. Hebrew is his first language. There were a lot of questions about languages that he speaks. So what languages did you grow up speaking?
So growing up speaking mainly was Hebrew and Moroccan Arabic.
So
Basically.
Arabic and Hebrew. And when did you start learning English?
4th grade.
4th grade. Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in Israel
And then you also speak conversational Spanish at least? Pretty decent Spanish?
I can probably get around and I don't know.
He can make people laugh in Russian. All right, next question. Do you guys still go on dates?
We try,
We
yes.
do try.
Yes, actually we went the other day.
We did. It's hard to go on
It's very
dates.
nice. But it's hard with going back to the question how I managed to
Do it all.
do it all with work,
Mm-hmm.
synagogue, kids, and me and you. Yeah, it's hard, but we, Baruch Hashem, we manage.
Now we do go on dates. It's not like a weekly thing or anything like that. It's not like super common, but
I would love for it to be weekly.
yes, that could be nice, but it's also hard to get out that much, I think.
It
And so even though we think that's a good idea, the reality is not that great of an idea, I think. And we also like to spend time together as a family. So I think for us also, we can call it a date without going out somewhere. We don't have to go out on a date. We do make it a priority to have that time where we sit and talk to each other. That makes a big difference too.
Yeah.
Because what would we do on a date? We'd sit and talk to each other. So we can do that at home also.
Exactly.
And not pay for a babysitter. How did you feel about homeschooling when Chana first brought it up?
Oh,
And how do you feel about it now?
okay. So,
Oh, just to preface, I first brought it up when, before we even had kids.
yes.
I don't even know if I don't even know if I had been pregnant yet when I first brought it up, but I was like, by the way, we're homeschooling.
Yeah, so again, coming from Israel, which, and growing up in Israel, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, I didn't hear about that concept of homeschooling.
It was not common to homeschool in Israel at all, and it's still not really that common. And I don't know if you still need it, but I know for a while, you had to have government approval to homeschool. So it's not a common thing still.
Yeah, so to me it was what are you talking about? No, that's not gonna happen. But again, lack of knowledge, I admit. And when I see what you do and how you handle that, again, I'm proud.
Thank you. So your attitude has changed. You feel like it's a good thing now.
Definitely. I'm advocating now.
Yay.
you know, people saying, how can she do that? I'm like, she can.
Homeschooling for the win. Yeah. All right. Did you have any pets while you were growing up in Israel?
Like lamb and chicken.
They had a lot of animals. And my favorite story that he tells is he'll talk about this sheep that he had named Humi. He named the sheep Humi, and the sheep would like run in the house, and they loved the sheep. And then when did you eat the sheep?
One of the holidays.
They ate the sheep.
Well, he knew that it was on a contract.
So yeah, it cracks me up. So they did have like animals growing up that I guess they were friendly with, but they were like animals for food, like chickens and sheep.
Yeah.
But you had a dog for a while, but you were like in your 20s?
When I was, yeah.
Like you were older, like like a young adult.
After the army, yeah.
Yeah. How do you keep the sparks alive after 3 kids and so many years?
Very simple. The kids are the sparks.
The kids are the sparks. That's so fun. Yeah. I like that. Do you ever bake?
No. I used to do like small, like pastries and stuff, like meat pastries and stuff like that. But no, I'm not a baker.
Like cookies, bread, never. I've never seen
I'm not
him.
a baker.
Nope.
Never did. It's something that I probably at some point would like to try, but
he'll cook meat in the oven.
That's baking.
That's baking technically, but no, he has never. I don't think ever in your life made a cookie.
No, cookies, no.
No, have you ever made a loaf of bread?
No,
Never?
I didn't. No, never, never.
It's my job. Oh, this is fun. I'm curious about this one too. What is your favorite head covering that Chana wears? Think carefully.
Well, no. So I like those colored like scarves.
The sari scarves, like with the stripes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
That I haven't worn in a long time.
No, but I mean.
They are pretty.
They are. They're very nice. When you go like with the band, like when you kind of add all these like
like the headbands
and stuff like yeah.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Yeah, it's
okay.
It adds, you know, it's like you have a crown, and you add beads, and you add like all kind of stuff to the crown.
Embellish. All right, that's cool. Good to know. Is there one American food that you will not touch?
So I don't know what is American food.
American food,
here's the thing. Living in America,
like burgers and fries.
You have Italian,
I know one.
You have Mexican. You have basically.
Are you saying we have no culture?
No, you do.
I know one food you won't touch.
What?
Tuna noodle casserole.
Oh yeah, is that American?
I think so.
Then yes.
I don't think that's anywhere else.
No.
We were engaged and he was complaining that I ate cereal for dinner too much. And so I made dinner. I came home from work and I made dinner. And so we're talking on the phone and he's like, so what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just making dinner. I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, oh, he's going to love it that I'm actually cooking a meal. He goes, oh, that's great. What are you making? I said, tuna noodle casserole. And he goes, what? And I said, tuna noodle casserole. And he's like, what is that? I was like, well, it's tuna and macaroni and there's cheese and there's peas. And he's like, whoa. First of all, that's disgusting. You can't eat that. And I was like, what do you mean I can't eat it? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean I can't eat it. And then he springs it on me that as a Sephardi Jew, we cannot mix fish and dairy. And that was, I told him we weren't married yet.
If
I was
not,
going to eat my casserole.
But because we can't, so
But no, he would not touch a tuna noodle casserole, whether he could or not. He thinks it sounds like the worst thing in the world. Have you ever considered opening a restaurant here?
No. I used to own one in Israel. It's very hard work. And if I don't have the time that I have, I want to spend with my family. Yeah. Not with my...
We'd never see you if you owned a restaurant.
No.
Yeah.
So, definitely not. And I love...
Thank you for that.
I love doing construction. So.
Good. Do we ever disagree on how to raise children?
I wouldn't say disagree, but
like an argument. We don't argue about it.
No, we don't argue, but we do have different point of views that we tie together to one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we did good.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, there's definitely times where maybe I'll be doing some parenting or he'll be doing some parenting where maybe we're not doing the best job or we don't agree with how the other person is doing it. And so we'll step in and be like, why don't I handle this to whoever it is,
I trust you with that.
Yes, you do. Thank you. There's also times when I tell him I cannot parent anymore because I won't do a good job and he needs to take over for an hour.
I'm happy.
And you do. All right. Were you born in Israel?
I was.
You were born in Israel.
Yeah.
Did you know right away that you wanted to be together? I think we answered that. You said no.
Well,
kind of.
No. So I didn't have the no. They asked about if I like what did I feel like.
Oh, okay. It's like it wasn't love at first sight.
It
but
wasn't
like,
love at
you
first
did
sight,
feel something.
but I did feel something. But it didn't take me that long
Aw.
to realize that.
Yeah, just to,
And once I had my parents' approval,
yeah.
the way was very.
Then you were like, nothing's stopping me now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so fun.
Well, as a fact, you get the call the same day.
Oh, did I really? Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
The very same day.
See, we're learning about each other. What was it like for your families to meet each other? His Moroccan Jewish family and my American Catholic family.
It's a bit.
They met basically at the wedding? Or like
but-
right before?
But they met right before.
Well, there were some language barrier issues
Exactly.
also because his parents did not speak hardly any English at that time. And my parents don't speak any Hebrew. There was a little bit of French they could speak to each other.
But there were a lot of smiles.
A lot of
So
smiles.
They pretty
You were
much
translating a lot.
I did.
As
I
you did for me to speak to your parents also then.
I did.
So.
But I think that they overall it was respect
Oh yeah, very
from the
respectful.
very beginning.
Yes.
From both sides.
Absolutely.
And I could tell that they were like the hearts were singing in like both sides.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty. What is your dream vacation if money was no object?
You don't know the answer?
Well, I could guess.
Stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to go anywhere.
But I would probably spend some time in Alaska.
Alaska? Oh,
Yeah.
see, I would do that too.
Yeah.
You want to go to Alaska with me?
Sure.
When do you want to go?
I don't know.
Okay, let me know.
We'll see.
Okay.
Today now.
So maybe we'll have an Alaska vlog for you guys. Frozen Chosen. Okay. What are your hobbies and interests? What do you do for fun?
I like to play guitar.
He plays guitar really pretty.
I like to cook. Basically, that's one of my main, I would say, hobbies.
Brings him great joy to cook for people. What do you love about me the most? And what do I love about you the most?
So,
I can go first or you can go first.
I'll go first.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very easy.
Oh, well, okay then.
So, one thing is your ambition,
Oh, it's not too much.
your stubbornness, or your eagerness, actually, to do something.
I get to be like a bulldog and I won't let go.
And I love it about you.
It can be good or bad.
No, I love it about you. That's
Thank you. Okay, good.
that's a good character of a bear mama.
It gets things done.
Mama bear?
Mama bear.
Mama bear.
Yeah. For me, like, what I love the most about you is that you're my safe space. That makes sense.
It does. And
Like, I know that as long as you're here, like, everything is fine. And it's very nice to just have that feeling.
okay.
Because I have not had that feeling, my whole life.
I'll try not to disappoint.
You won't. Do you still have family in Morocco?
I want to say no.
I feel like they all left.
And if we have, it would be maybe one or two people. But
Okay.
I'm doubt. I mean, because most of them moved to France and
France or Israel?
Israel. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would say, to my knowledge, I would say no.
Were your parents married when they moved from Morocco
No.
to?
No.
Did they meet?
They met in Israel.
They met in Israel. Okay,
Yeah.
but they were both from Morocco.
They were from Morocco.
Grew up in
different
Morocco,
but different
yeah.
parts in Morocco.
Yeah.
They moved. They immigrated to Israel like when they were
Mhm.
teenage, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
and they met there and married in Israel.
So fun.
Yeah.
Are you teaching the kids Arabic?
Oh, I see Darija.
That's what it says, but I don't know how to pronounce
It's
that. right.
Darija. Okay. So for our fellow Moroccan, first of all, thank you for watching my wife's channel. Growing up, I did speak Arabic, not as main language, but
But are you teaching the kids? She
I-
wants to know.
so
do
I-
you speak it?
so
Yeah.
I
do you speak it?
So I do speak. However, I didn't speak this language for, I would say, a good 20 years.
It's hard when you're not able to practice.
Exactly, but I have no problem having conversation with people.
Mm-hmm. And you understand it.
I do understand
like he's
very
heard,
well.
He's heard other people speak it, and he's like, "Oh, I totally know what they're saying." Like,
yeah, no, I understand very well.
Yeah.
That's no doubt.
And are you teaching the kids?
I'm not teaching the kids. Come on, they don't speak Hebrew. You want me to teach them Arabic?
Okay, there were a lot of questions about the kids speaking Hebrew. So our kids they understand a lot of Hebrew. Kids who can read Hebrew, and we're working on it more. I blame him. I do blame you.
My fault, and I'm taking the blame.
It's hard living in America to teach your kids a different language when... So I guess the biggest issue, really, it's not... You can blame yourself, but I'm the one who's home all day with the kids, and I do not want them to learn Hebrew from me any more than I want them learning English from him.
Exactly.
So because he's just not around as much, they're just not hearing it as much. If we could both speak Hebrew to them, or if I was speaking Hebrew to them all day, then they would be totally fluent. But I have no doubt that they will be fluent. It's just not at the moment.
Hopefully, yeah.
So
that's on my list.
Yeah. All right. What is your most favorite thing about Texas, and what's your least favorite thing about Texas? Can I say the weather and the weather?
So I don't want to say about Texas. I would say specifically Dallas, warm people.
I was gonna say that too, like for a favorite thing.
I fell in love in a second as soon as I got here.
The people here are so friendly and kind, and it's really nice to live just in an atmosphere where people wave at you when you're driving by, or whatever. Like, it's just nice. That's really nice. Least favorite? Do you have a least favorite thing about Texas? No. I know there's not really.
I'm pretty much. I
like Texas.
I love Texas.
I don't really want to leave Texas. I really like it here.
Yeah, I wouldn't move anywhere else.
I mean, it does get pretty hot. But there's variety in the weather also.
I'm coming from Israel.
Yeah.
We have this weather also in Israel. So.
Did you live in a Sephardi community in Israel?
I didn't live in a community, but the street that I grew up in were like basically all Sephardic.
Pretty much all Moroccan too, right?
So it was exactly half Moroccan, half Tunisian.
Oh, Moroccan and Tunisian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Again, don't forget that back then, most of the Sephardic, most of the people who came from Arab countries to small cities.
Yeah. So the city you lived in was predominantly Sephardi.
Yeah.
Moroccan and Tunisian.
And still
is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks, I know you were waiting for this to just pop up randomly, the point where I jump in and tell you that this video is long enough, so we went ahead and cut it into 2 parts. That time is now, but don't go anywhere yet because there's still bloopers coming. But before we get to those, I just want to thank you all for watching this video today. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss part 2 of this little mini series of Q&A with my husband. And of course, hit that bell so that you get all your notifications and don't miss part 2 of this video. All right, and with that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload.
Hello.
That's getting cut out. I go straight into the thing next. It'll be a blooper, don't worry. Okay. By the way, don't look at your face.
No, I
here.
look
at the green.
Oh, okay.
Basically, that's where the camera is if you look at the green light. Okay. I feel like I'm interviewing you. I guess I am.
Yeah. I feel very nervous now.
You should. Is it Amazon delivery?
Yeah, I know. Was it on a question?
No.
Okay.